the city sky, they shimmer and shine tonight. Act wise and electric eyes and a million flashing lights. And I can wish myself away, change the parts that bleed decay. I'm just another riding solo in the cold. Electric hammers will ignite. I'm just another lonely nomad on the road. I'm a ghost in the city, I'm a ghost in the city of night. Tech dreams of organic toys that are running out on the edge. Soft screams of the rocker boys are echoing through my head. Clowns and demons mechanized. Biotech behind our eyes. I'm just another riding solo in the cold. Electric hammers will ignite. And I'm just another lonely nomad on the road. I'm a ghost in the city, I'm a ghost in the city of night. Media manipulation, silicone circle smile, never another edition, reach and file. I'm just another riding solo in the cold. Electric hammers will ignite. I'm just another lonely nomad on the road. I'm a ghost in the city, I'm a ghost in the city of night. I'm running out on the edge, running out on the edge. I'm a ghost in the city of night. Yeah, I'm running out on the edge, running out on the edge. I'm a ghost in the city of
Hello, friends, and welcome to another, well, I shouldn't say a painting stream. I'm not going to be painting today. To a mini assembling stream. Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew, also known in the internet here as Thanatos, and this is my stream where I get online in the mornings and I work on minis. Today, we are starting work on the last 4 characters in the Marvel Crisis Protocol core box. If you've been watching me for a while, you will have seen last month, the month before, I worked on the first 6 minis. There are 10 minis in this demo, and I've got 6 of them done, which means I have 4 left. So who do we have left? Well, we have Ultron. There he is on the sprue. We'll be snapping him off and building him. He's the biggest one. Let's see. This is Crossbones. There he is. Baron Zemo. You can tell that's Baron Zemo because he's wearing a very fluffy jacket. He's going to be fun. And the one I'm most looking forward to working on, Captain America. There's his shield. So we're going to start work on those today. Also, exciting news for my stream. I bought myself some extra photography equipment. So I got myself a nice tripod for my phone, and I got myself a pile of lenses for my phone so that I can do some macro photography and get some better pictures of the minis that I've been working on. I mean, let's be fair. I know when I zoom in on these minis, I'm going to see a lot of flaws. It's going to magnify the things that I am most frustrated about with my minis, but that doesn't really matter. It's going to be fun to have some good high-res pictures of some of my minis, and I'll post those in my Discord. So if you're not already in my Discord, you should hop on over there. There's a link below this if you are watching in my YouTube archive. And if you are watching on Twitch or watching the Twitch VOD, there's a link in chat to my Discord. So hop on over there, say hello, and I will welcome any and all. Just, you know, be excellent to each other, as always. Same chat rules apply for my chat here on Twitch. Anyhow, let's get started. I want to get these folks built so that I can prime them today and start painting them tomorrow. And I am really looking forward to at least 2 of these. Captain America is going to be fantastic fun to paint. I can already tell just looking at the model. And I'm going to try, a little nervous about this, but I'm going to try an NMM, a non-metallic metal reflective look to Ultron. So that's going to be a challenge. And I like a challenge. I'm always trying to push myself. I'm always trying to do something new and interesting. So, yeah. But first comes assembly. So let's pop on over to Zoom Cam. There we are. Here we are over on Zoom Cam. Hi, everybody. And these are the sprues. Got my glue. Got my snippers. So let's get to work. Good morning, Lobster. How are you doing today? Yeah, Cap here is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have fun painting this shield. Alright, so just, you know, quickly looking at the directions here. First we're building the torso. If you've watched me build the other Crisis Protocol figures, you know that they've been a little frustrating at times. They require a little bit more attention than, say, the Games Workshop figures in the construction phase. The plastic that they use is slightly lower quality, and I have noticed a little more flash that I want to trim off, just to get good contact and eliminate as much extra sort of gook as possible. These look pretty good. Might have snooped a little close there. It's fine. It's on his back, so it's not going to be as apparent. So, I felt very frustrated with myself as a painter this week because the fountain diorama thing that I had been working on all of last month, I finally finished it on Friday, and it didn't come out too great. I tried doing some things to try and sort of smooth it a little bit, and it didn't help. So at this point, I've just put that aside. I'm like trying to not obsess about it. Trying to think more about models I have felt proud of. The Kill Team minis that I was working on last week came out really, really well, and I'm quite pleased with them. So, you know, it's the small victories. Like I said earlier, I have this new set of lenses for my phone. I'm going to try and get some better pictures of some of the models that I really am proud of. Somehow that got glued. But yeah, try and get some better pictures of the models that I'm proud of and recover from... I mean, I won't say it's a failure. The fountain that I did, it was a success in that I learned a great deal in the process of building it. So, it was an experiment, and it was a larger piece, but I have to live with how it came out. Oozed a little bit more glue out the side of that than I really wanted. Let's just see if I can clean that up a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, this side is the side that's going to be obscured by his arm and the shield. That's alright. There's his torso done. And then it says belt pouches on his torso. So let's do that. Let's see. Nope, that's Baron Zemo. There's Cap. So it looks like I probably got extras here. It's 11 and 12 that I'm snipping off and gluing on now. We have noticed in the past that there were extras for a couple of these, of the pieces on these Crisis Protocol figs. Here we go. This is where my hands feel enormous. I'm trying to trim down a tiny piece like this. Chad, I need smaller hands. These are going to take just the tiniest little dab of glue. Just stick them on the model, I think. Don't want to go overboard on this. Okay. Now I've lost track of which of these is which, but let's see. I don't know if you can see, but it looks like there's a top flap, a clasp, and then the bottom of the pouch. So I think the narrow top flap should be on the top. Oh God, too much glue. Glue everywhere. It's a gluey disaster. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, it's got pouches now. I think that looks pretty good. Next up, his arm. So this is the arm that's going to get the shield. So it's this arm here. He's got a arm pad, a shoulder pad there, and the shield. Arm. Shoulder pad. Shield. The shield is going to be the most fun piece of this to paint, I think. Clean edge to the shield there. Any model you can walk away from is a victory. Thanks, Lobster. I'm trying to imagine what circumstances would result in a model I could not walk away from. Either I couldn't stop working on it, so I guess, or I grievously wounded myself in the process of manufacturing it and lost the use of my legs. That would certainly be dramatic. So I wonder if I had the time, chat, I would probably paint this arm separate and glue it on after painting, just because I can see there's straps on the underside of this that are meant to be what's holding the shield on. And I know once I assemble this, it's going to be hella hard to paint the underside of the shield. I'm not going to care about that, I think. I'm just going to assume that people are not going to look at the underside that closely. So let's glue the shield on. Perfect. Go. Lovely. He's got a little shoulder pad here. A little bit of trimming and then we'll stick that on. Let's see, how does this go on? Okay. Trying to be delicate with the glue. I don't know how successful I'm being. There. Okay. His other arm gets a shoulder pad that has the Avengers A on it. There's the arm. There's the shoulder pad. The scale of these pieces, these are quite small. I don't know if that comes across. I guess you can see my fingers in the shot, so you know how small these are. Not the smallest. I've seen some folks painting some truly astonishingly small things recently on the various painting groups that I follow. Okay. Arm. Shoulder pad. I don't know if you can see it, chat, but I've got green stuff under my thumbnail here. It's left over from some of the patching that I did on the fountain at the last minute. It's been several days and I still have green stuff under my fingernails. Trials and tribulations of being a mini painter. Okay. This goes on like that. Lovely. Okay. And I assume the next step is stick them on the model. Yes, them and his head. So let's get his head. Now, I appreciate this. The connecting point for the head to the sprue in this case is through the neck. The Kriegsman, the Death Corp folks that I was working on the other day, all of them had their heads attached to the sprue by a link on the side of their forehead, which meant that their helmets all have this little sprue connection bit, and it's difficult to trim in a way that doesn't make it look awkward. Alright. So this should be relatively straightforward. Boop. Is he looking to the side? Which way? Yeah, he is looking to the side a little bit. Go. Coming along pretty well. All I've got left is his legs. So Lobster says another way that a model could be one you can't walk away from is if you accidentally glued it to the back of your head. And this makes me think of Black Books. There's an episode where Manny is talking to somebody who's telling him about the new alarm system they're installing in Black Books. And he's distracted by the fact that the person he's talking to has a tiny man in his hair. His little action figure, a tiny little man stuck in his hair. Alright. So, not perfect. There's some sprue lineage going on, or some flash going on here, and I'm trying to sort of sand it down, smooth it a bit. Alright, question, chat. And this is a matter of strategy. Do I glue Cap here to his base, or do I try and paint him separate from the base so that I can get to the bottom of his shield and underside of his arm? My inclination is to say that if I don't glue him to his base, he's going to be harder to prime. And I do tend to hold the figure by the base when I'm painting it. So I probably do want him attached to his base. I hope that some of these areas that are a little rougher here, I'll be able to paint them clean. We'll see. It's like use the paint to conceal the flaws in my sculpting. Alright. Time to glue these legs together. Try not to glue cat hair to them. Where does that cat hair come from? Come on. Oh, come on. Just go together. There we go. Wasn't perfect, but... Okay. Yeah, I think I am going to stick him to his base. Take him with me when I go to work today, and I'll prime him and he'll be ready to go. So once I'm done with all of these figures, and there's, like I said, there's 4 more of them to go. This demo is still not complete because there's a whole bunch of terrain to do. Like just a colossal amount of terrain. And it's all smallish pieces, but it's still going to take me a long time to get them all done. So we'll probably be doing Crisis Protocol for the remainder of the month. Alright, that's 1 of 4 done. Oh, no! Steve, can you not? Okay, a little more patience here. Just hold it in place for a little bit. There. Done. Next, Crossbones. That's this one. So again, we're starting with the torso. So this isn't going to be so bad. Looking at it now, like that's not an impossible angle. I've definitely painted more difficult to get to areas, so that'll be fine. Boy, Crossbones has a lot of pouches and bandoliers and ammo and whatnot stuck to him. Yes, that'll be fun to paint. So I bought that new lens for my camera. I bought myself a little tripod. The next thing I'm going to buy for the stream is a magnifying glass so that I can, when I'm doing finer detail, have a better view of what I'm doing. I want to buy a better zoom camera so that you folks have a higher resolution image to look at as I'm working. But I'm slowly making some improvements to the stream, trying to make it easier to watch. Need to do some more graphical updates. Which means getting in touch with my brother who did the illustration that is my icon of myself in this, my avatar. Ah, fly tying magnifying glass attached to a hat. That actually sounds like exactly the sort of thing that I need. They do make like jeweler's magnifying glasses that are like binoculars that you can have on your face. And I might go that far. Let's see. He needs a knife and a belt pouch. I am very much struck as I do this by the fact that what I am doing is probably as old as humanity itself. And many of the tools that I require, I mean, not the streaming portion, but the making tiny models and painting them. Many of the tools are refinements of tools that have existed for millennia. So yes, a fly tying magnet would definitely be the right sort of tool for this job, I believe, because that is a similar hobby. I follow a lot of different model making groups just because I feel inspired when I see what other people are doing. So it's helpful to me to look at what other people have accomplished. And one of the groups that I follow is a foam terrain making group. And there's considerable overlap between folks making terrain for wargaming, various different war games, you know, 40K, World War II reenactment stuff, things like that, and folks making terrain for D&D, because D&D frequently uses minis in terrain, and folks making terrain for model railroads. So, lots of different folks doing the same basic things. definitely fun to see what people are doing. Let's see. Now I have to make his helmet. His helmet is the back of his helmet, and then he's got this face plate that goes on the front. Oops. Keep picking up the wrong sprue. Again, they didn't put the sprue contact points on his actual helmet, which is nice. I appreciate that. Thank you. Crisis Protocol sculptors. I feel like I need tweezers for this. And I also feel like I put way too much glue in. It's fine. It's fine, everybody. There. Good. What's next? His arms and his head go on. Okay. I'm seeing that his arms have bulgy muscles and tendons and veins popping out. That's going to be kind of fun to paint, I think. Trying to trim this without trimming his fist off. So chat, the reason I was a little bit late getting started with stream today is that my wife and I went and voted in a primary election today. A reminder to anybody who is in California that today is election day, and if you're thinking about voting in person, you know, wear your mask, be sure you're being safe. But there's an attempt to recall the governor of California for no particular reason that I've been able to determine. It doesn't feel like there was any real impetus for this besides, you know, the Republicans don't like that they live in a very, very blue state and have very little say in the politics of the state. So they ginned up this recall thing. So if you're in California, I hope that you will have, if you haven't already, voted no on this Gavin Newsom recall thing. It feels like the polling is indicating that's kind of where things are going, but you never know with elections. They can surprise you. Alright, let's glue these arms onto this torso. Boop. Oh, wait, nope. Is that right? Angle seems wrong. I think maybe... There, that's a little better. Which way is this supposed to be going? Supposed to be going down like that. There we go. Okay. Stick his head on. His head does not fit. See him face? Oh no. Okay, chat, this is a challenge here. For one thing, like I said, I put too much glue on his head and now it looks pants. But for another, his neck is considerably too big for the space here where it's supposed to go. What is going on here? Look at this, chat. It doesn't fit at all. Well, for one thing, he's supposed to be looking over his shoulder. There we go. Okay. And this, all this here is just extra glue and sprue dust that got into the glue. Doesn't look super clean, chat. Oh well. Okay. It'll do. Okay. Now, legs. Where are we temporally? 11:24. I have time for one more after this. but I've got 2 more to construct. We'll make it work. My neighbor's dogs are certainly excited about something. Remember when Clara was missing, and we frequently wondered if all this dog yapping was the dogs discovering our cat in their yard. We visited that dog yard a couple of times while we were hunting for Clara. As it turns out, she had gone the opposite direction. Instead of going towards the dogs, she had gone away from the dogs, apparently, because we found her in the opposite direction. Still can't believe we got our cat back. So good, chat. It's so good. Alright, there's his legs. And he has a holster and gun that I'm meant to glue on his leg. And then we'll glue the legs to the torso. And then we'll glue the whole thing to a base, and we'll call him ready to prime. Got an extra pouch. Cool. Did I miss a pouch somewhere? I don't think so. Nope, I just have an extra pouch. So I'm thinking about doing another diorama project next month. A Halloween-themed diorama that will involve sculpting in clay and stuff like that. It should not be as massive an undertaking as the fountain diorama that I did. So hopefully it won't be as difficult. Alright, moment of truth here, chat. Let's see if I can get his legs to attach to his body properly. Like this, you think? Yeah, that's how they intend it to be. That's an awkward pose, but that's what it's supposed to look like, I guess. And then glue him to a base. And I think I have time to do Baron Zemo before I log off to make some form of lunch. is a really awkward pose. I look at it and I'm like, did I do that wrong? But then I look at the illustration here, and yeah, that's just how he's supposed to look. Just looks weird to me. Alright, that's 2 figures done. Ah. Baron Zemo's torso has 3 pieces. One thing I am glad of in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series is that they were able to give Baron Zemo a little bit more character in the MCU. In the his prior appearance was in Civil War, Captain America Civil War, and he really was more a MacGuffin than a character. He was there just to drive the plot and had no motivation other than just being evil. He just wanted to destroy the Avengers. It was not really explained why. Maybe that's something that got edited out. I really got the feeling with that movie that there was some studio interference and the movie had some glaring plot holes. So who knows? Falcon and the Winter Soldier makes it clear that he is a idealist opposed to a reliance on super beings. He's a humanity first kind of guy. And at least that's a character. Okay, now this little piece of fur, does it go this way or does it go the other way? I think it goes on like this. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Do his legs before his arms. Interesting. preview for the new Hawkeye TV series dropped yesterday. And I had been worried because there's a coda, a after the credits scene in Black Widow that implied to me that the new Hawkeye series was going to be part of the whole ongoing Dark Avengers and Civil War continuation thing that they've been working on. And I'm not as into that. Like, I know a general theme of the Marvel movies is we are our own worst enemies. This is something they're constantly sort of depicting. How does this go on? Like that, obviously, but there we go. But I'm not really enjoying the Dark Avengers stuff. It's too grim. Alright. Stick his torso to his legs. But it looks like the new Hawkeye TV series is a much more tongue-in-cheek thing. It's an origin story for new Hawkeye, who's a completely different character. He's got a arm with a elbow pad. I'm guessing they have an extra elbow pad because it's such a tiny piece and easy to lose. Like, look how tiny that piece is, chat. I am going to need my tweezers, I think. Where did I put them? Great, I've lost my tweezers. Oh, there they are. They're with my sculpting tools. Okay. that's right. If not, it's close enough. Whatever. His other arm is two pieces, the sword and this portion here. I might have glued the wrong elbow pad to that arm. It's fine. I mean, it looks okay. Excess glue there. And then this arm also gets an elbow pad. I wish they'd number these things in the illustrations. Almost lost that. This is tricky. There we go. Ah! Alright, maybe I just use my fingers as best I can. I think this is meant to go like this. Yeah. Alright, so the answer, chat, is that I was right. And I put the wrong elbow pad on that other arm. The question is, do I try to fix it? Or is the glue set too much? Pop it off. And get the correct elbow pad, which is elbow pad number 10 instead of number 12. Okay. Almost lost it. All right, that's a little better. Just trying to get some of this excess glue out. All right, arms are done. So now it's attach arms and head. There's his head. He looks warm, chat. He's wearing a balaclava and a warm fur jacket. He's supposed to be looking out over his left shoulder. Or his right shoulder. Our left. Like y'all. And then his sword goes here. Perfect. I don't know. I think these little elbow pads were more work than they were worth, but okay. There we go. And he's got a little lump of terrain that he's standing on. And then that goes onto a base. Got 10 minutes left, chat. Let's see how much progress I can make on... Actually, maybe not. I was going to say let's see how much progress I can make on Ultron in that time. But there's a lot of Ultron. I may do a bonus stream at some point assembling him. I'll work on starting a base coat on these three tomorrow. Because I think Ultron is going to take at least half an hour to construct. And I don't want to rush him at all. So let's finish construction here. By gluing this down. And then I'll take these folks to the store and prime them. And tomorrow, we'll start painting them. Yeah, so look at all this stuff on Ultron's sprue. He's got this enormous base thing. He's got a whole bunch of different, like, bits to him. Like, his arms are 3 pieces, 4 pieces. His legs are 2 or 3 pieces. He's just got a lot going on there. And I don't want to rush him. So we'll work on him separately. In the meantime, we got 3 folks built. And I will start work painting them tomorrow. So I hope that you will join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. and tonight over at twitch.tv/MerrimanLion. Amanda is going to be starting work on Feet of Clay, the 3rd of the Guards books by Terry Pratchett. So that's going to be awesome. And like I said, tomorrow I will be back tomorrow and start painting these little doobers. Start getting a base coat on them and doing some interesting stuff. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for joining me, people. These are going to be a lot of fun to paint. And I will see you again soon. Be excellent to each other, friends. And enjoy whatever art it is you choose to do. I'll see you again soon.